You guys can fill in here. Number one, the angle measures, FAB, bless you, 48. ECB is 18. How about angle ABC? Please take your time. You can't leave for 2 hours. You have 3 hours to take it. Make sure you label everything correctly with the angle correctly. A couple of you guys marked the wrong angles congruent on the quiz. What's ABC? All right. Anybody else fill in another angle there based on parallel lines? Abbott, name the angle and the degree measure. Yep. This is 48 because it's alternate interior with the one I had given you. Perfect. Next angle you can find. Name the angle. I'm hoping everybody can find HBC now. Iris? DAB, so you're finding the one right next to 48. Yep, is 132 because remember we call those linear pairs and they are supplementary. All right, we're getting to the angle we need to find now. Sooner or later here, we'll get there. Another angle that I know, Spence? HBC, because it's in a triangle, which I already know two of the angles. What'd you find for that angle? 114. And now I find the angle next to it. It's supplementary, right? So that angle should be, what do we got there? 66? Yep. And take a look, look at the other three choices. 114, the one right next to it. 18 and 48, the ones that were given. They want to try to just suck you in there. Questions? Okay, I want to make sure I get through a couple. Let's go to 12. This will probably be the last one I'll be able to do because time. I want to see if you can mark your diagram with everything that you can mark if you know MT is the perpendicular bisector of AH. Put some markings on that diagram now. You should be able to do two sets of markings, one for perpendicular, one for bisector. Okay, everyone's got the right angles, and everyone should have congruent marks on AT and TH because AH is getting bisected. All right, which statement is not always true? So 1 of 3 are true, 2 are not always true. All right, before I even get into these choices here, because I don't want you to read the choices and start sucking in. Look at the diagram. Anything you know about those two triangles there? Yeah, darn right they're congruent because MT is reflexive. These two triangles are congruent by side angle side, which means now we're rolling. Because now not only the triangle's congruent, but any sides or angles that match up are congruent. So remember that because the triangles are congruent, CPCTC says any sides or angles that match up will be congruent as well. Is MAH isosceles then? MAH, would it be isosceles? Yeah, why? Because by CPCTC, MA is congruent to MH. That's true. Is MAT isosceles? Remember what it means to be isosceles. Two sides need to be congruent in that triangle. Then name the two sides that are then. Which ones? ATN. ATN. MA. How do you know that? Oh, no, whoa. CPCTC only works for going from triangle to triangle, not within the same triangle though. Right? I have no idea if those two are congruent or not. And honestly, probably they're not because this is a right triangle. What's MA? That's a hypotenuse. AT is a leg. What do you know? Hypotenuse is always the biggest side, right? So there's no way this could be a right triangle and those two be equal to each other. So there's no way MAT is isosceles. But let's go through the other two before we call it a day here. Why is this true that MT bisects AMH? How do I know MT bisects AMH? Whoa, okay, but it just bisects the side, didn't say bisects the angle. What do we know about the two triangles? They're congruent. So what do I know about these two angles up here? By CPCTC. So that must mean MT bisects it if those two. And A complementary to TMH. A complementary to TMH. How much time? I'm going to get by that one. Probably not. No, I'm not. I'll go over that one on Monday. You got to have January 2020 printed out here for me. Okay, we can't have a staring contest at the board.